Welcome to Worldwide Entertainment TV, and I am your host, Miss Goldi. And I have my awesome manager. That's right, I said awesome. Mike Ice from Under Lock and Key Entertainment. Hi, Mike Ice.
What's up, Goldi?
Thank you for being a guest on Worldwide Entertainment
My
TV.
pleasure, my pleasure. I want to first say something before we go into the interview and stuff like that. I just want to just give you a round of applause. I got it because we came a long way. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
I love you too.
You're a phenomenal artist. I'm glad that I was able to manage you all these years, and we had a beautiful journey, man. And it's so fulfilling to actually come here, and I'm getting interviewed by my artist. So it's I'm like stuck for words right now.
Don't make me cry on TV. I love you too, Mike Ice. And I was talking about you earlier on the show when we was talking about management and the type of management that artists should be looking for. So when I met Mike Ice in 2005, I was just starting out going to do showcases, really just testing out my talent. So he saw me somewhere and he called me up. He said, I want to have a meeting with you. He did it so professionally. He took me out to One Fish, Two Fish.
Yeah.
We sat down at the table. We ordered the food, and he starts pulling out this stuff, like a book that he had. And he took the time to actually draw out he ain't have somebody print it up. He ain't try to snow job me. He took the time and drew everything out. The image for Goldilocks, how he wanted me to look, how my bio was going to look, the plan he had for me. From that day on, I was told that was...
Yeah.
11 years ago.
11 years ago.
And here we are today.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us, when did you start Under Lock and Key Entertainment?
Well, the establishment in Under Lock and Key was basically back in 1997. I started off doing parties at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to see the talent and stuff like that. I said, well, let me see. Let me start doing some shows and stuff like that. So I built up my clientele. I used to hand out flyers for other promoters. It's funny, because I bypassed all them promoters now, back in the day. So basically, I did that for a while, and then I got networking, and we started branding, and then we started doing our own Under Lock and Key showcases, and then we started doing the competition thing. So we started having competitions with artists and stuff like that, giving prizes and trophies. Shout out to everybody that actually was ever in the Under Lock and Key showcase, because when you come to Under Lock and Key showcase, everybody knows there's always structure, we got discipline, and everything is organized from the start to the finish. So shout out to all the artists that worked with me in the past too.
Yeah.
And all the Under Lock and Key Entertainment artists that worked with me also was under management in the past.
We
Shout
gonna
out
talk
to y'all
about
too.
them too. But so Under Lock and Key Entertainment started off, and that's one thing that I love about you is you take something. You look at people's mistakes. You look at what artists are not being offered. You look how artists are just getting their money taken, being in showcases. You never do that. Like your showcase is always, I wouldn't even call it a showcase, really.
Right.
It's always so professional. You always have it themed. You always pick good artists. You don't just let anyone come up there because you're trying to get their money. You always bring an outside crowd. It's not just a room full of artists you're performing in front of. And you always do things the best. And when it's something you really not sure about, you make sure you learn it.
Right.
And I've watched you learn a lot over these years, and I've watched you accomplish a lot over these years. So who were some of the first artists on Under Lock and Key Entertainment under management?
Well, God bless Elegance. He was the first artist under our management team. R.I.P. to him. Salute to him. Love him to death. And Goldilocks is the second artist of the Lock and Key Entertainment, and she just took the torch and ran with it, man, and she never looked back. And YP was one of the third artists on the Lock and Key, and Surreals. So that actually panned out to 4 in the beginning. So we had other artists, that came along afterwards. Like, we'll talk about the future artists, down the line in the interview and stuff like that. But that was our tandem. That was our 4 tandems. It basically was Elegance, Goldilocks, and YP. If you seen me, you seen Goldilocks, Elegance, and YP all the time.
Right.
And they made a good tandem. We put out a couple of mixtapes. We were known all over New York City. And Goldilocks and Elegance and YP used to tear shows down. Like, anywhere we went, You couldn't go before Goldi and you couldn't go after her. Same thing with Elegance. You couldn't go before him or you couldn't go after him. After him, because if you did,
It was over.
you was over. You was in trouble. Because if you didn't have a good show, your show would look bad.
Out.
Yeah, it was over with.
And you know, a lot of that is contributed to your management because, you know, I'm a silly person and I feel like I could do whatever I want to do, and you know, I'm kind of unstructured, and you put that structure in me. You say, no, Goldi, you got to be like this. Me and him argue so much because he'll tell me how to wear my hair. And I say, but I don't want to wear my hair like that. But I'm telling you, Goldi, this is the brand. This is what you got to do. But in reality, it was what I needed to be doing. He would tell me, no, make the music like this. No, you got to have this kind of music and you got to have that kind of song. And I would argue with him at showcases because I want to perform what I want to perform. And he's paying attention to the crowd. He's paying attention to the audience saying, you know, no, Goldi, I think you should do this song. I'm like, I hate that song. I don't want to do it.
Remember the one at Madam X?
Club Madam X.
Madam X, right? It's so funny. Goldi's like, yo, I don't want to perform that song. This ain't the crowd for it. And I said, I'm telling you, I bet you, let's bet dinner, that if you perform that song, everybody's going to like it. She said, all right, I'm going to do it. And when I come back, watch, you're going to owe me dinner. So Goldi goes up and perform it, right? So Goldi comes back and sit down. It's so funny. It's a true story. She comes back and sit down. I sit right next to her. She said, I told you, people wasn't going to like it. You owe me dinner. So these two white girls come up and like, Goldi, I love you. G to the O to the L to the D to I-O-X. Goldilocks. She said, you told him to say that? I said, no, I ain't told him to say that. They came from that way. And ever since then, Goldi never argued with me about performing a song.
Right. And over the years, I've learned not to argue with him, period. And that is a part of having good management. And as artists, a lot of managers and people talk about how artists don't like to listen. Artists don't like to be told what to do. But when you put somebody in charge of your vision, when you bring somebody in that can see further than you or can see beyond you, you have to trust that person and you have to listen to that person. So I learned to listen over the years, and you developed some really good artists. You did. You did a good job.
Well, basically, like you said, I study the craft, and I always sit down and I always put an image for each artist. I don't want them to have the same image. I want them to be their own artist.
Right.
So when I got you, I had this image for you. And it's funny because you said, I'm Goldilocks. So I said, yo, we're going to do the Goldilocks image. Oh, man, I want to be something else. So I said, Goldi, keep the two ponytails. That's going to be the brand. That's going to be the trademark. She didn't believe me at first, and ever since when she used to do the two French ponytails and everybody we would go to places, right? And soon as we wouldn't even get in the room yet, and everybody would know who me and Goldilocks was. Because we had logo chains and we had advertisement and everybody like, Goldilocks, Mike Isis here, ah! And it was crazy, and we was like, yo, rock stars or something, right? we was young at that time, and we didn't even know how to embrace it sometimes. We was like, yo, are they just playing with us? And then,
do these people really know me?
Right. And then afterwards, like, we used to do a lot of events, and it was crazy. We used to do events everywhere in New York City. As soon as we go in, everybody would know us. And it was beautiful because we actually promoted hard. Mm-hmm. And that was my main pet peeve, marketing and promotion. I used to always run that to all artists. We got to market. We got to promote. We got to market. We got to promote. And nobody would believe me. And then one day he was like, yo, you right. Marketing and promotion is the most important thing.
It's where it's at. Because you can have all the product you want, and if nobody knows about it, it's like having a nice Pepsi in a bottle without a Pepsi wrapper on it. So it's still Pepsi in that bottle, but who knows about it? Nobody knows it's Pepsi because there's no wrapper on there. So you did good with putting the packaging together. You did good with putting us together as artists. And how many mixtapes have you put out so far?
Wow. I was just trying to take a count the other day. It was Elegance, yours, YP.
I have 2.
You got 2. You got an EP. We had we had a couple of Underlock and Key mixtapes. Wow. If you talking about from then all the way up until now?
Yeah.
Good. About 15, 16.
And they always do well.
Yeah, we do well. We just finished the Business as Usual. And that's doing excellent.
Yeah, I see heavy promotion on that. And shout out to the artists that's on that. We're going to get into talking about them. And the new mixtape, tell you where you can get it at. And guess who's on it? Yeah. No. So, Mike Ice, For unsigned artists that are trying to get in the industry or trying to, become a brand, what advice would you have for them?
Just be yourself. You have to be yourself. You can't actually be nobody else. You got to be yourself. You got to be unique. You got to study your craft. Most importantly, you have to put a package together that's worth listening to.
Right.
You got to actually target your right audience,
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do. Everybody's not versatile.
Right.
Everybody can't make a hip hop rock and roll song or a hip hop pop song. You know what I'm saying? They got to stay within their genre. You know what I mean? They can't step out their genre. So that's all I can say for up and coming artists. And basically, don't listen to everything you hear.
Right.
Because when you listen to everything you hear, like when we came up, we didn't listen to everything we hear.
Right.
We always did our homework. We did our research on it. And that's the only thing I could say to up and coming artists. And, just stay out of trouble, man, because you don't know who's watching you, man. Like you was talking about it earlier. People watch you on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. They might be following you for a reason.
Right.
And then they might want to sign you, but nobody wants to sign a headache. So if you're doing all the nonsense stuff up on Facebook, putting subliminals up and all that other stuff, a lot of people gonna, they're gonna go this way or they're gonna go to the left lane on you. They're not gonna go right. So that's just my pet peeve on that, man.
And that's a part of marketing and promotion.
Right.
If you marketing yourself in a negative aspect, you're gonna receive negative responses. And what you're saying is so true, because actually how I got on Worldwide Entertainment TV is they was watching me. Mm-hmm. How I got on Culture Zine Radio Network is they was watching me. And I didn't know these people.
Right.
Didn't even know they was on my page. Wasn't even looking.
Right.
So you never know when people are watching you, watching your work ethic. I have a lot of artists hit me up now for social media marketing because they see how I market myself. They see I'm always pressing share. I'm always sharing and promoting myself. So a lot of people, I get a lot of work for social media marketing, but it's nothing like putting in that sweat equity for yourself. You can have a manager, but that doesn't mean that your manager is supposed to pay your rent, buy you food. Your manager is not supposed to do any of that. They're supposed to set you up to become a person that can create a good package and a person that can get an income. Actually, they working in anticipation of you making $1. So, I know a lot of artists say, oh, I need a manager. What you gonna do for me? I need a car and I need to be Jim Jones next week, and that's not going to happen. And I keep stressing this with artists. You have to have a budget. You have to have some money to spend. I'm not going to spend my money on you if you don't spend your money on you.
Right.
Plain and simple. But we've done a lot of awesome work together, and you do some acting too.
Yeah. Now I do.
So tell us about some of the projects you worked on.
Well, now I'm in Underachieverz,
Mm-hmm.
and that's filmed in Jersey City, New Jersey. It's a web series about, people coming, like different cultures of life, like people coming up through the streets and stuff like that. My role in Underachieverz is Mika Small is my little sister, and she actually goes out with this drug dealer, right? And then her baby father is a drug dealer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they're beefing. So I'm going to be the guy that come in and strong arm them on the low, and they don't even know I'm coming that way because they know I'm Mika's brother, right? So we have a plot, and I ad-lib in a whole web series. I don't even have a script. He just let me go off the head. Yeah, he let me go off the top of the head. Matter of fact, I'll plug that in at the end of the show so y'all can actually go see it. We're up. My episode 8 is up. No, episode 7. I'm in episode 7. It's up to 41,000 views.
Wow.
So he just put episode 8 out. That's up to 27,000 views.
Wow.
So, and basically his name is Malika Hooper. Shout out to Malika Hooper, the director, the Underachiever. He plays a crackhead in the web series, so it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's the director.
Take the best part, right? He took the worst part.
He took the worst part. So working with them is unbelievable. Shout out to the whole Underachieverz cast, man. It's beautiful, man. They're good actors and good actresses and stuff like that, and I'm just happy to be a part. Because I started off in episode 2, and I only had like one line. Right. But after that, he's like, you know what? I want you in it more. I'm just gonna let you be yourself. You just ad lib, and then we went from there. It's funny. You got to see the skits, man. It's crazy.
I
got
can't
the
wait
skits
to
out.
see that.
Yeah.
Tell us where we can see that at.
Oh, you could go to underachieverz.com and stuff like that. You can go to Malaga Hooper on Facebook and check it out. You can also go to YouTube and press Underachieverz out. It's different episodes. So just just go to YouTube and put Underachieverz with a Z. And all the episodes will pop up and stuff like that. Or you can contact me on my Facebook, Mike Geist, and I actually could direct you to other social media where it's at too.